All right, let's get straight to the news, you guys. Yeah, this is still happening. I know. We got, 3 more weeks of this thing? I know it's really dumb. I know we're working to get through it. It's a big source of comedy for a bunch of us, so that thing is good. But, we've got to work through some issues with this. It is my hope that we'll be able to hopefully make you guys laugh. And as a result of that, let's get straight to the real news that's been going on, I guess, in the past week. Starting with this. More than 200 people in Florida walked out of an Amy Schumer show the other night after she criticized Donald Trump. Now, I know that sounds bad, but that's not even a fraction of the Republicans who abandoned Trump in that state this week. And here's a follow-up question that I really feel the need to ask. What were 200 Trump supporters doing at an Amy Schumer show in the first place? It's like they've never seen anything she's ever done before. And I know that a lot of people, especially Republicans, tend to use this sort of phrasing a bunch, but nothing says, I'm special and I need a safe space, like walking out of a comedy show, let alone one from Amy Schumer. So I hope that they weren't too offended by the words that she was using, because so offensive. Oh, my precious ears can't take what Amy Schumer has to say. Would you guys walk out of a show if you paid for it? Would you actually just walk out of it like that? I don't know. Baffles the mind. In other news, Mike Pence this week said that he didn't understand the basis of a speech that Michelle Obama gave this week where the First Lady criticized Donald Trump's locker room talk. Though to be fair, Pence also has a history of never understanding a single thing Donald Trump has said or stood for either. And to make things worse, Pence claimed that Trump had already apologized for the comments he made to Billy Bush on Access Hollywood, and that he showed humility and heart, which of course were the names Donald Trump had for Nancy O'Dell's right and left boobs. This photo is super creepy, and even it was bad enough to look at the very beginning of this whole debacle, but this is super gross. So we're just gonna, if I can wash that from my brain. I think if there's a way to put bleach in someone's brain, I definitely want to do that with that photo, because it's just, Jesus Christ, what a gross moment. Just looking at that just makes, I don't want to see it again. Whatever. It's gross. Let's never talk about that one again. All right. Let's go to the next one. Donald Trump suggested that Hillary Clinton was on stimulants for the last debate and wants there to be a drug test for the next one. A risky proposition for someone with a bad case of the sniffles. Did anybody else get that sort of impression by Donald Trump where he looked like, Howard Dean said that he was on cocaine, and we contend this here on the show. You can't lump all cocaine abusers with Donald Trump in there, because cocaine abusers sometimes have good ideas. Like Aaron Sorkin, he wrote 100 episodes of The West Wing, hopped up on the best cocaine anybody has ever seen. So, it doesn't always work in the bad ways. Don't you love if somebody was using cocaine that they'd be like, listen, I do a lot of drugs, but I'm not that guy. So, just saying. Don't lump me in with just anybody here. In other news, yes, President Obama published a list of his favorite science fiction for Wired magazine this week. Meanwhile, Donald Trump published a list of his favorite cup sizes for jugs. Probably with his two favorite individuals, humility and heart at the top of that. It's just, I feel so bad for Nancy O'Dell. Just look at, and where is his hand going? Just look at this. This is, no, never, we're done with that one. Oh, good Lord. It's just gross. Let's talk about this guy. Mayor Rudy Giuliani said that there will be dead Democrats who will try to vote for Hillary Clinton this week, which is completely false. It's not that they're dead. It's just that they're dead inside from the choice they have to make this election year. You know, I was kind of on the fence of doing that joke, but I'll let you know what convinced me. This photo right here. Look at how crazy this man is now. He coined himself America's mayor, and now I don't even think he knows he's out of the old people's house most of the time he is talking. So, kudos to you, Rudy Giuliani. You are trashing an image that was once very prominent. Jesus, let's not look at that one anymore either. It's not as bad as the Nancy O'Dell photo, but it's not much better either, for being honest. As it turns out, after he played Bernie Sanders on SNL, both Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders tried to get Larry David's endorsement, which we knew was never going to happen. Listen, if they couldn't convince him to stay on for the last 2 seasons of Seinfeld, how the hell do you think he was going to support a political candidate for president? Seinfeld, the biggest sitcom of all time. And he did this. Yeah, he's really going to go out of his way to campaign for Hillary and Bernie. I just enjoy that. Nothing makes me laugh more than Larry David. I mean, I was going to do a joke, but I was not sure if it was going to be pretty good. Less said about that one, the better. Let's just move on. Somebody dared me I wouldn't do that, and lo and behold, here we are. That's what we do. We're really a fulfillment for dreams and hopes, and this is where they come to die on this show. So hopefully it was worth it for you guys. Get this. Starting next month, the State Department will ban glasses from being worn in passport photos. The exchange is expected to help law enforcement and bookish girls who are pretty but just don't know it yet. Like, look at that. She just, once she gets the glasses off, that's what happens. How come there are never, any movies where the guy takes off his glasses and people are like, oh, he's hot now. That's super hot. And, I don't like the idea of taking out my glasses all that much. So I don't really want to take a passport photo with that, like this. A lot of people get freaked out when I just look like this. And then I put these on. They're like, oh, it's Raph. Oh, thank God. Whew. Couldn't tell it was you. Speaking of very pretty girls, apparently Chrissy Teigen went nude to help celebrate one of her friends' birthdays. Which begs the question, how do I become one of Chrissy Teigen's friends? I think it's a fair question. She's a wonderful lady. She has a wonderful relationship with John Legend, who sings that song all the time about her, the "Oh, me," and it's about her. So she's got to live a great life. She is one of the more fascinating people on the Twitter, but she also is gift candy. So thank you very much, Chrissy. We appreciate that. And finally, Bob Dylan was given a Nobel Peace Prize for Literature last week. In a statement, Dylan was quoted as saying, no lie, we'll do this in post, but on my on my script here, and I'll give you guys just a cue into what it says here. It literally just says Dylan gibberish. As you'll see right here. Yeah, let me put that up there. Yep, just Dylan gibberish. No end to that joke, just Bob Dylan gibberish. In case you ever wanted to see how the sausage was made. So there you go, guys. That's gonna do this. Now I know this is huge. It's a huge honor for Mr. Dylan, but I guess I really only have one question for him. Been waiting all episode to do that one thing. I was hoping we'd have it earlier in the show, just so that we could address it. But that is one of my favorite songs of all time. So I am so glad that we get to pay tribute to Bob Dylan and everybody's inability to understand what he says. Although he doesn't even sound like that anymore. Now he doesn't do the and now he's just like, oh, I'm Bob Dylan. I'm down here. I don't even know, man. It's just real good. So there's that. Anyway, we hope you guys have been enjoying our ability to chat with you. We hope that you are engaged, you're happy with the jokes that we're doing. Do you guys like this new setup? We really want to know how this works because seeing the little like weekend update-esque kind of feel to this, we're hoping that you guys can kind of enjoy getting like some of the jokes that kind of have like a photo that might pop up out of nowhere. Still hate this one. Like that. That's the kind of thing we love seeing because all the important talk shows end up doing these things. And it is tricky to do them live, but we want to give you guys the best show possible. That is right. We go out of our way to do that for you guys. So if you want to go ahead and put some likes or some acid hearts that go through the air, we're happy to see those things. We're also happy to take questions from you guys throughout the week. We're super, super, super excited. We did get some notes sent to us just to kind of bring up some stuff that I guess was going in the trending news. This is just breaking. Let's get that photo off. I don't really want to see that one anymore. It's so gross. Let's go to some trending news right now, which some people were asking what my thoughts were on this. Apparently, Georges St-Pierre is a free agent. He was in the middle of doing some dealings with the UFC, and then it came down to the fact that they couldn't come to a deal. Apparently, his old contracts didn't really take into consideration the Reebok merger. Now, as a result of it, GSP is trying to renegotiate for a better contract, and the new owners didn't give it to him. So he went on the MMA Hour and said that he will no longer be using his talents for there. I believe in a direct quote, it was something to the effect of him saying, like, Dana no respect GSP. It was very sad for him. He is maybe going to go to Bellator with Rory McDonald. It's going to be very important. And GSP is very entertaining. He is going to make all the money. Because that's how French Canadians talk. That's an important thing to know, guys. As a result of that, and this just came in trending news, Dana White has said that, yes, Nick Diaz is going to be ready to fight again. So what a way to try and soften the blow. You're going to lose a GSP, but hey, the first thing Dana White says when shit goes down is, give me a fucking Diaz. So that's, you win one, you lose one. But I think this could be a huge thing for Bellator. I'm not sure what you guys feel about it. If you have ideas, questions, concerns, comments, chime in, let us know. But that is huge news in the world of MMA. And I think it could very well change the dynamic in which the UFC fighters are treated. And more importantly, given their opportunity to kind of get, I guess, fair play elsewhere. Because GSP signed that Under Armour deal, and that's some coin that he'd be giving up if he didn't get to do it there. So, in other news, we also found, I believe, a How I Met Your Mother reunion could be happening thanks to Jason Segel. So, apparently, right now, it is going to be happening. They're trying to get together. I think Jason Segel, he's the one to start the push, which would be great. It's a fantastic show. So he said he wanted to do it while attending the Austin Film Festival. He said, I'll be around for whatever those guys wanted to do. It changed my life. Well, it changed ours too. Friends Jr. was one of the best shows, I guess, of the past decade as well. So, plus they owe us for that last episode. So if we could be so kind as to get maybe a reunion or something really cool, that would help out and soften the blow of a terrible ending to a very fun show. I think that would be highly, highly appreciated. In other trending news, that apparently a bizarre video shows Bigfoot walking through a waterfall in Indonesia. Well, I mean, case closed, guys. Bigfoot, we found it. It's all done. I love when you see this on trending news on the Facebook. It just says, it's Eminem's birthday. And 390,000 people are talking about it. Which begs the question, why? Like, there are celebrities who get excited and you can be happy for and all that sort of stuff. But Eminem seems like somebody who doesn't give a shit what you think about him or his birthday. So, I guess if we're being nice, why really give a fuck about that? For a guy who says, don't give a fuck about anything. I ask the hard questions. Let's go ahead and say this too. Before we go any further, I just want to let you guys know we have a great episode of Verbal Tap that is up this week. You can catch that at verbaltap.buzzsprout.com. Our new episode is with Nick Gregorides, and he's one of our good friends. He stops by for a great conversation. I talk a little bit about a stop over at Jiu-Jitsu at the Park that I did, which was an amazing event put together by G, one of our good friends from the podcast. And we also talk a little bit about Sean G. Hibero stopped over at Kevin's Academy, so the Jibera Academy over in Colorado. And we also talk a little bit about, I guess, the state of Jiu-Jitsu, because it seems like every other day somebody's getting called out by Gordon Ryan, and I feel like that's an entire show into itself. So for those of you who have no idea what jiu-jitsu things are happening, not a problem. Listen to our podcast. We walk you through it, and I talk about my good friend Brian Vaughn's wedding, who had a fantastic wedding. I just want to say thank you to him and all of that sort of stuff. So I think that is going to sum up the bulk of the stuff that we're going to do. Before we sign off, we just want to remind you guys, please share these things. Let people know that we're doing these Monologue Mondays. Let us know what time works best for you, because we want to be able to do these things. I want you guys to enjoy your Monday. Mondays are for shit. Let's be honest. But if I can help make just a little bit better of your Monday by telling a few shitty jokes and having some conversation with you, I want to be able to do that for you guys. So let us know if there's a better time that you guys want to see a Monologue Monday. We'll see if we can accommodate that. And, just get excited. I mean, it's a good week, guys. We're going to get through this. We're almost at Halloween, which means it's almost Thriller time. And really, Halloween's great and all, but Thriller's better. That's just a fact. So we'll be looking at that, I believe, next week. And we may be doing a special installment of Early Late Night later this week. I believe we may do it for the debates. We're kind of figuring out if that's going to be a thing. So get ready for that. It's going to be fun. Again, we love talking with you guys. I'm so glad that you were able to tune in with us here on a very special edition of Early Late Nights, Monologue Mondays. My name's Rafa Sparza. I'm your occasional friendly neighborhood talk show host. And we hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you very much, and follow us at Early Late Night on Instagram, on the Twitter, on the Facebook, all of that good stuff. Anyway, that's all we got for now. Have a good one, you guys. Now, how do I turn this thing off? What button do I push? It's not this one. Nope. It's definitely not that one. That's not the right thing. I need to just stop streaming.